Okay, so I'm going to record these steps for Assignment 1, PowerPoint 1, Computer Skills 2. So the first thing is you're going to launch the Chrome browser. Wait for it to load. And log into OneDrive.com. So we're going to OneDrive.com. We're trying to sign in. When you sign in, please ensure that you are using your George Brown account. So that is your student number at georgebrown.ca. Next, it should prompt you for your password. I'm already logged in, so it's going to take me straight to OneDrive. Next step, please confirm by clicking on your initials in the top corner that you are in fact using your GBC address. Let's wait for it to load. And you can see that my address is here at georgebrown.ca, so I know I'm dealing with my official George Brown account. So we are going to create a new blank PowerPoint presentation, and we can do that from the 9 dots in the top left corner, clicking the 9 dots, PowerPoint, and new blank presentation. We have a new blank presentation. Once it loads up, the first thing we're going to do is change the name. So up here where it has the name, we're going to click on that, and we're going to call this Assignment 1. And then first name, last name, and press the Enter key to complete the change. Okay. So the instructions have images of each slide, and so I'm going to be copying the information from the slide picture in the instruction file, starting with the title, Assignment 1, and in the subtitle field, prepared by and then student name, your name, okay. And now we're going to animate the slide title. So I need to click on the slide title, just clicking on Assignment 1, and I'm going to my Animations tab, Animations, and I'm going to choose the Zoom entrance animation. If I can find it, Zoom entrance animation. And then I'm going to click the subtitle placeholder. Just click once on the placeholder. And I'm going to apply the fly in animation. Fly in. So I have 2 animations on the title slide, one for the title and one for the subtitle. And that is the end of slide 1. Next thing, we're going to add a new slide. So I'm going to my home ribbon, clicking on the home ribbon, and I'm clicking New Slide. And I want the title and content layout, and I'm going to add slide. This one, I'm going to type in the title, Custom Bulleted List, and I'm going to start entering items into my list. So I'm going to click on the list, and the items I'd like to type are wake up, take the dog out, feed the dog. You can see there's a theme going here, feed the dog, make coffee, have breakfast, "30-minute workout, walk the dog, prepare lunch." And each time I'm adding a new bullet, I'm pressing the Enter key between each one. So each time at the end of each bullet, I've pressed the Enter key so that I have a bulleted list. I'm going to click on the title, and I'm going to animate the title now. So I'm going to my animations ribbon, and I'm applying the zoom entrance animation to the title. And then I'm going to click on the list. Sometimes I have to return to the slide, and now I'm going to apply the fly in animation to the bulleted list. And each time I'm coming back to the slide I'm working with, because when you're working with PowerPoint online, sometimes it returns to the home slide for whatever reason. So I'm going to click on my bulleted list, and I want to confirm that this is going to come in by paragraph. So under Effect Options, I'm going to choose by paragraph, so that each bullet comes in one at a time. And finally, I'm going to make sure I've got the entire box selected. I might highlight my entire list. I can do a quick Control A inside the list. That highlights the whole list. I'm going to my home ribbon, and I'm going to apply the check mark bullet. Or check mark bullet. Okay, so the check marks are now the bullets. That's slide 2. Slide 3, I'm going to go Home, New Slide, and this time I want to choose the two content layout, and I'm going to call this one Image Slide. And on the left hand side, I'm going to put the following text: owls are awesome, they see well in the dark, mice fear them, they can spin their hands around, pressing enter between each one, I would like an owl friend. So there's my text on the left hand side. On the right hand side, I'm looking for the content placeholder. I'm looking for the content placeholder controls, which are these 6 buttons, and to the bottom center one for an online image. I'm going to click on that, wait for it to load, and I'm going to do a quick search for owl, OWL, pressing enter, and there's the owl picture I'd like you to use. It's the brown owl with the head tilted. Click insert, and I'm going to move this up just a little bit. That's good. Okay, I'm going to the Picture Tools format, and I'm going to choose from the styles here. These are the styles. I want the rotated white. So I'm pointing at each one, and each one has a name. Okay, so the one that I want is this one, rotated white, to make it look like a Polaroid. Now I have to return to the slide, and my photo has the rotated white style. And lastly, I want to make sure that I have alt text on this image to make it accessible. So I'm right clicking on the image. So right click on the image, and I'm choosing edit alt text. And I want to change this to a close-up of a brown owl. And then I can close my alt text pane. If you can't right click for whatever reason, perhaps you have a touchpad or you're using a tablet, you can also click on the image, click Picture Tools Format, and look for the alt text button, and you can make the same edits here using the alt text button on the Picture Tools alt text ribbon, and click to hide that. And that's slide 3. And I'm going to my home ribbon now, and again I'm adding a new slide. This one I want title only, and shapes will be the title for this, shapes. Okay, and in the body of the slide I'm going to go insert, shapes. Sometimes the ribbons are a little slow, wait for it to load. Again, we just click on the button, wait for it to load. And I'm looking for an oval, but it's not showing. Okay. Insert, shapes. Okay, I'm going to go with a rectangle because it isn't loading the oval object for me. That's all right. maybe if I go here, shapes, no, it still won't load me the oval. So I'm going to use a square. If you're unable to load a particular shape, just pick a shape, okay? And I want you to set the height of that shape. So I have my shape in the document, and under Drawing Tools Format, I'm going to set the width and height to both 2 inches. So 2 and 2, and after each change I'm pressing the Enter key. And I now have a 2-inch square. And I'm going to copy and paste it twice. So I'm clicking on the shape, I'm doing Control-C on my keyboard, Control-V, and Control-V. Okay, so clicking on the shape, Control-C, and Control-V. Sorry, for whatever reason my computer is acting up. I can also right-click on the shape and do a copy, and a right-click and paste, and a right-click and paste. So now I have 3 identical objects. Now I'm going to move them so they're not overlapping, and I want to make sure that I'm doing them in the order. So this one, I'm going to type the number 1 inside the shape. This one I'm typing the number 2, and this one I'm typing the number 3. Now I want to change the font for each of the circles, so I'm going to click inside the shape, do a Control-A so the whole text is selected, and I'm going to set this to Arial. In my list I'm looking for Arial Black, and I want to set the size to 48. 48. And I'm going to do that for the other 2 circles. So clicking inside the shape, do a Control-A, make sure everything's selected. Arial. Sorry, it's not responding that quickly. Control-A, Arial. Arial Black, size 48. You can also type directly into this drop downs here. I don't actually have to click on the drop down. I can actually type directly in. So Control-A, and here Arial Black, and size 48. Let's enter. So now all 3 shapes have Arial Black, size 48 text. So each shape also requires an alt text. To do the alt text, I can either right click on the object, or I can go Drawing Tools Format and click on alt text, and it is in the description that I want. So this is going to be rectangle 1. If you're using circles, please call it circle or rectangle depending on the shape. Rectangle 1, same thing, alt text. Rectangle 2, and again alt text. Rectangle 3. Again, if you're using circles, use the word circle instead. Okay. So now I want to align all 3 shapes. So to do that, I need to select all 3 shapes. I can do that with a shift click. I'm holding my shift key down and I'm clicking each shape in turn, and that highlights all 3 shapes. Or I can click and drag across the 3 shapes. Sometimes that doesn't want to work, and we're in online programs, so easily shift and click each object. Shift click each object. So I have all 3 objects selected, like so. So all 3 objects are selected, and I'm going to go to the Arrange button on Drawing Tools Format, Arrange. I'm going to align them, making sure they're aligned to the slide. Arrange, making sure the alignment is to the slide. And I want to align them in the middle. Okay, and then I want to go Arrange again, and I want to go Align, and I want to distribute horizontally. So the 3 objects are distributed horizontally across the slide. Now I'm going to apply animations to each shape, starting with shape 1, animation. I want zoom on the first object, zoom on object 1, clicking on object 2. And this one I'd like to have fly in on object 2. Make sure return to the slide after each one. And then object 3, this one I want to do grow and turn. So each object has an animation from the entrance animations. And finally, I'm going to add a transition to the entire slide. So I'm going to go to the transitions ribbon, and I'm going to apply fall over, and I want to apply that to all slides. So I'm going to click apply to all. And now all slides now have a transition. You can see from the small star on the side that each one now has a transition applied. So that's slide 4. The last step is to apply a design to our presentation. I'm going design, and I'm looking for the Madison theme. Each of these themes has a name. If I point at each theme, the name pops up. Okay, so the one that I'm looking for is called Madison. You can see the name popping up, Madison. So I'm going to click on Madison and apply Madison to my entire presentation. And I want to choose the red variant over here. Variant 4, red variant. And as I'm working, the entire thing is being saved automatically because I'm in PowerPoint Online. And now finally, I want to share this with the instructor. So I'm going to go File, Share, Share with People. Okay, wait for that to load up. First thing, I would like to have edit permission on this file, so you're going to click the button that says People in George Brown College with the link can view. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to allow editing. I'm going to click the Apply button. You must click the Apply button or it won't work. And then I enter the instructor email, which is my email, sernest@georgebrown.ca. It should find me. Click on my name and hit Send. So now that is shared, and the last step is to submit this to Blackboard. So I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to Blackboard. I'm going to log into Blackboard and log in. And I'm going to go to our class, to the Assignments tab. And it's PowerPoint Assignment 1 that we've just done. So I'm going to click on PowerPoint Assignment 1. And I'm going to scroll down and simply click the Submit button. And it will complain that it's blank, but that is all right. Don't worry about it if it's complaining that it's blank. You might get a pop-up. Just click OK on the pop-up. Now, as an instructor, of course, I can't submit the assignment, but you can go ahead and submit the assignment. And that's it. Assignment 1 complete. I'm going to stop the recording.